All right, well, good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the confines of K. Yeager Coliseum. This is Game 2 of 2 between the Wichita Falls Wildcats and the visiting Odessa Jackalopes. This is also the last game the Cats will play in this building in the 2016 annual year, and what a year it's been. The Odessa Jackalopes players on the ice now. The Wildcats preparing for their starting lineups to be read. Last night was the first time the Wildcats won a game by more than a single goal in nearly 2 months. They did something last night they have not been able to do in a while, which substantially helped them lock down the victory by a 4-2 final. They scored an insurance goal. Heading into the third period, leading 2-1, the Jackalopes tied the game just 45 seconds into the closing frame. It didn't surprise anyone that Alexi Poikala and Ryan Burnett came together to regain the lead just 19 seconds later. Quick responses are almost what fans have come to expect of this Wildcats team, as it seems they've mastered the art of doing so lately. Recently, however, the Cats have been too complacent with one-goal leads. Last night, just 2 minutes after his team regained a one-goal lead, C.J. Regula slammed home a rebound left out after Johnny Hogue denied Nick Rose's initial shot. Rose's initiative to drive the net hard and generate a scoring chance, followed by Regula's resilience in following through, made an enormous difference in last night's outcome. Going up 4-2 in the third period did a lot more than just extend the Wildcats' lead. Odessa looked all but defeated after falling behind by a pair of goals, and the wind looked to be taken out of their sails. If the Wildcats can look at last night as an example and begin scoring some insurance goals at the same rate they've been scoring retaliatory ones, they will certainly go on a massive winning streak here going forward. Let's look at tonight's matchup. Odessa has made a name for itself over the years as a team full of surprises. They like being considered the underdogs. They thrive on their opponents underestimating them and writing them off. Things have not been going well for them lately. They lost their 2 leading scorers to the USHL and have dropped 8 of their last 10 games. Combine their current frustrations with the fact that the Cats are the team which eliminated them in last year's playoffs, and you've got yourself one fired-up Jackalope squad here tonight. Now we're going to step aside real quick as we await the presentation of our country's national anthem. Big John Wilson, as always, will be singing. Our sales director, Debbie Fleetwood, escorting him out onto the red carpet right now. We're going to stand by as Big John sings our national anthem, shortly after which we'll announce our starting lineups. Job well done, as always, by Big John Wilson. Our starting lineups tonight brought to you by Pelican's Restaurant. Let's start with the Jackalopes. They're changing it up a little bit in net tonight. They're going with John Flackney the veteran Jackalope in his sophomore season right now. Last night it was Johnny Hogue who made a 31-save night against the Wildcats, but just not good enough in the third period. So tonight it will be John Flackney getting the nod for Greg Ghetto and the Jackalopes. Starting up front, it will be Connor Wood's line. He alongside of Chase Thudium tonight. Connor Wood, Chase Thudium, each with a substantial performance last night for the Odessa Jackalopes. Thudium and McKellar, if McKellar is injured, he will not be available for the second straight night. McKellar, the Jackalopes captain, his services unavailable for the Jackalopes. Looks like starting on defense, Nick Wilson, number 20 for Odessa. Zach Hines on the left wing as well. And that wraps up the Odessa Jackalopes starting lineup. Up front for the Wildcats, it will be Alexei Poikula, joined by Ryan Burnett, Jonathan Bendorf. In net again, Jared Dempsey. On defense, Seamus Donahue and Ryan Orgel, the pair of Wildcats captains starting this game on defense. The first period of Wildcats hockey is brought to you by American Classifieds. We're just about ready to rock here in this game 2 of 2. Wildcats Jackalopes here live at K. Yeager Coliseum. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving and hope you're ready to enjoy some post-Thanksgiving hockey. We're underway at K. Yeager Coliseum. Odessa winning the opening faceoff, and it's carried behind the Jackalopes net immediately off the draw by Nick Wilson, who's able to scoot one along now for Zach Hines, who throws a diagonal pass onto the right wing for Russell, with a long shot, stick save by Dempsey. And that was Joe Kinsella, who let it rip after having just crossed the Wildcats' blue line, and here comes Poikula for Bendorf. Bendorf loves to go to that little backhand move and dangle his way into the slot before firing, but he lost it that time. Kinsella in across the line, played it off the skate of Zach Hines down there. He will try a wraparound. He turns and shoots, and Dempsey makes the save. Connor Wood has it far circle, fires one towards the net. It was blocked, picked up by Bendorf. He swats one ahead, out to the neutral zone. Kinsella pushing it further towards Zach Hines. Wood overskating the puck, then swatting one towards Dempsey. Donahue picks it off for the Cats. Seamus banks one off the wall towards Isaac Cabinia, picked off and thrown back into the Wildcats' corner. Kareem Del Ponte goes off the wall with that pass. Matt Hanawal, with his parents in attendance from Lombard, Illinois, had an assist last night, did Hanawal. A very nice pass, finding Ilya Skvortsov, who was lurking wide open back door. Here's Maya ripping one over top of the crossbar. Maya had a pretty solid performance last night. He had struggled since the showcase. Here comes Matt Hanawal. He could drive the net, trying to get in behind the defense, and he is just plowed into the net. Down goes Hanawal. What a hit that was on Hanawal by Odessa's Christian Hausinger. Hanawal just couldn't turn the corner there and get a good shot away, and Hausinger just ran him into the net, dislodging it, and looks like Hanawal's okay, as he is encouraged back on his skates right now. Like a good clean body check by Hausinger to knock Hanawal off balance. He's got some wheels, but I think there he was probably at the end of a shift, didn't have all the gas that he needed to drive past Christian Hausinger in that situation. Jacks winning the defensive zone draw, then throwing it out towards Chase Thudium, the Odessa leading scorer right now with 17 points. Had an assist to his credit last night. Cabinia in across the line. Skvortsov rips a shot, stick save. Made in net by John Flackney. Skvortsov heads to the net, the pass missing. Both he and Waring came from Cabinia, rolls all the way back out to center. Dom Sipus up for Ilya Skvortsov. Puck played with a look to be a high stick, but nothing will be called. Nice pickpocket there by Ilya, who goes tumbling down. Connor Stewart rubbed him out right in front of the Jackalopes bench. Jake Levin leaving it. Zach returning it. Levin tried to filter one through CJ Regula. The Jacks have just cleared it out into the neutral zone. And Zach swats it past Canal down the ice into the right corner. Dom Sipus backpedaling, and he picks it up. The smoothly skate past Petrowski. Puck is slapped from Canal, missing Kevin Fees, his fellow former Little Caesars product. The puck goes all the way down. The Cats have just iced it as we are 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes into this hockey game here at K. Yeager Coliseum. Game 2 of 2 between the Cats and the Jacks. Before a very long and arduous road stand consumes the month of December. Nothing but road games, starting on December 1st, ending on December 31st. Roman Canal has to hoist one out past C.J. Regula. Cats end up with it. Here's Fees, wristing a shot into the glove of John Flackney. Good, hard, heavy wrist shot by Kevin Fees. Flackney able to snag it with the glove. 3 minutes into period 1. We're scoreless at K. Yeager, 2 shots apiece. Shots last night did favor Odessa. I believe it was a 40-35. Jared Dempsey outplaying Johnny Hogue, particularly in that third period. And that's what got the Wildcats the win ultimately. Dempsey not only had pretty good goaltending statistics last night, he also had an assist, a short-handed assist, did Jared Dempsey, throwing the puck out to center, spotting Alexei Poikala in behind the defense. C.J. Regula sidesteps a diving Kirby, then he fires one over top of the net. And Rosa is in there, muddling things up. Kevin Fees picking up the puck at the left corner. He tries to swing away from Kirby, swatted toward the net by Rosa, blocked by Hausinger, back to the right point. Long slap shot from Orgel off target. And Donaldson tries to clear. He can't do so. Regula kept it, now Donaldson has it. He's trying to sidestep Regula, who competed for a roster spot with him back at Orchard Lake St. Mary's in June. Chris Donaldson was at the Wildcats' first main camp over the offseason. Now he's in Odessa wearing a different uniform. Connor Wood tried to do a toe drag in his own zone. That one didn't work out. Ethan Daniels playing alongside Stephen Tilley and C.J. Walker tonight in Blake Ripley's stead. C.J. Walker in the high slot, cutting to the top of the right circle and letting go a wrist shot, and I think Flackney just got a piece of it. Donahue with a good read and a good stick. Past Zenas it goes. Orgel goes D-to-D in his own zone. Seamus has it. Flops one over the stick of C.J. Walker, who tries to outrace the opposition for icing, but he didn't win that one. Icing against Wichita Falls, the face-off back into the Cats zone. 4.5 minutes into this game. Thanks for joining us, everyone. As always, folks, any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, go ahead and tweet at WF Wildcats or just send a little message onto the chat tab on hockeytv.com, the chat tab being the second tab all the way over to the right, I believe. And we'll be sure to respond to you in a timely manner before this game comes to an end. Kareem Del Ponte will shoot one diagonally into the opposite corner in the Odessa zone. Levin swings it up to Bastien Maya. The Frenchman finds Trevor Zenas in stride, who stops. Waring defended him nicely there and tries to scoot it along. Intercepted. Maya's long shot tipped just wide. Bendorf chips it off the wall. Tilley has it. He slides one through. In after it, Ryan Burnett, crunched up by Jake Levin. Burnett goes down. Chris Donaldson. Nice little smooth stick handling. That's Krumpschmid, rather, but he ultimately lost it to Alexei Poikala. Alexei, who loves to turn and find the open man, did so there. It was his billet mate, Kareem Del Ponte. Can't get it up to Bendorf. Thudium slips past Waring, puts it behind the net. Zach goes up high. It's picked off. And there goes Isaac Cabinia. Ryan Burnett, rather. He shoots off the blocker of John Flackney. He makes the save. Well, I tell you what, Ryan Burnett, Isaac Cabinia, for whatever reason, can't tell the two apart from up here. Cats win the offensive zone faceoff. Dom Sipus with a long, weak wrist shot, easily gloved by Flackney. It's 4 of 4 to start this game. So Roman Canal out pursuing the puck in his own zone, left corner. We'll drop it off over there. Dom Sipus trying to work it up the wall. He's sandwiched up and closed off. He can't advance the puck any further as it rolls back towards that left corner. Poikala has it there, trying to help out his two defensemen, Canal and Sipus, but Poikala loses the puck. Good read, good stick there by Canal. He negated the opportunity, and as a result, the Cats have a counterattack. Burnett finding Bendorf, who can't get a backhander away. Good back check there by Odessa's number 20, Nick Wilson. The Jacks have it behind the Wichita Falls net. Hausinger gets it right point, then swings it D to D. Puck thrown into the slot. Burnett takes off, diving. Poke check saved a breakaway. Ilya Skvortsov follows up, joined by Bendorf. Can't slip it through Hausinger. Nice defense there by the Jacks' two defensemen, Skvortsov finding Orgel, who rips it. It was blocked by Joe Kinsella. Orgel gets it right back. He and Skvortsov trade places. The net's been knocked askew. Not sure the referee notices this yet. And Flackney's not putting it back onto its post. Or onto its pegs, so we get a whistle for the net. He knocked Catawampus. And normally, if the goaltender has time, the ref will just tell him to adjust it himself. But there, Flackney was busy keeping his eyes on the puck. Cats were swarming there. We've got Ryan Burnett's father, Roger, tuning in alongside an extended group of family and friends cheering on Ryan Burnett and the Wildcats. Thanks so much to Roger Burnett and all the Burnett supporters we've got out there. Glad to have you on board. Hope you're having a great night, and we hope you had a great and blessed Thanksgiving as well. Puck is sauced towards Christian Hausinger in his own zone. He has to spin away from Isaac Cabinia, who gave him a little bit of a hit. Cabinia had a pretty good night last night, coming back in his first game in nearly a month. The last time he had played was on October 29th in Amarillo. Last night he returned and had an assist and some pretty good shifts out there as Dempsey covers up a long-range shot and takes a defensive zone whistle. Cats back in their customary home whites here tonight. They wore their road blacks last night, which gave some of the fans here their first opportunity to see the Wildcats wearing their black sweaters. A lot of fans in this building have never seen those worn in action. Regula trickles one down the boards, hoping for Fees to catch up to it. Couldn't do it. The Jacks have cleared it out to the neutral zone. Waring is there, now for Rosa. Rosa shovels one in. Connor Stewart behind the Jacks net. Levin had some trouble with it. Fees able to steal it from him. Kevin Fees gets it below the net, hoping to get it to Rosa. It was picked off before it got there, and here comes Hines. Del Ponte back checking. Hines trying to drive. He cuts in and fires. Blockered away by Jared Dempsey. Picked up on the other side by Del Ponte, who scoops one ahead. Rosa closed off by Donaldson. The Cats managed to roll it around the boards and into the attacking zone. Oh, and then Orgel just lays his man out. Donaldson, Ethan Daniels is joined by Tilley. He couldn't slip it through. Then he does, and Tilley's shot denied. Daniels with the rebound, put it off the side of the net. And Ethan Daniels robbed of his first Wildcats goal. And what have we? Are we getting a penalty here? I'm not sure. The net's off. Flackney is down. And looks like Ethan Daniels is down with him. Oh my, what an opportunity. Ethan Daniels nearly with his first Wildcats goal. It was just parked there right in front of the net, and he got a pretty good backhand shot away. I think he just misfired. We're 8 minutes and 38 seconds into this game, and we're scoreless at K. Yeager. The shots being separated by just one. It's 5-4 Cats, and it's actually Daniels getting a penalty for goaltender interference. And boy, I don't know about that one. Daniels just trying to drive the net. Looked like he just might have lost an edge there as he was trying to get a shot away right in front of Flackney. Put it off the side of the net. Daniels went down, and there you have it. Goaltender interference against Ethan Daniels. So the Jacks to a power play here. This Wildcats penalty is brought to you by Parkway Grill. The Fees family tuning in on Hockey TV. Glad to have you on board to the Feeses. Thanks for joining us. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving as well. Levin rips one. Dempsey swallows it up. No rebound. Glad we've got your sound all sorted out on Hockey TV as well to the Fees family. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Long one-time shot from Thudium got blocked. Zach Hines returns it for Thudium as he will carry it down the wall. Thudium wearing the A on his sweater tonight in the absence of Ryan McKellar, their captain. Thudium sends one into the slot for Hausinger. Batted away, rolling towards the corner. It's picked up by Klitschko, who will send it on back to the point for Levin. That's Hines, rather, not Klitschko. Hausinger strips it from Canal. Thudium, far corner, gets hooked by Canal. No penalty called. Hausinger goes into the far corner. Stops, trying to slip one through Cypus, goes back to Thudium. Far half boards, cuts into the circle, and fires. Glove snag by Jared Dempsey. Not a bad look on this power play here for Odessa. Had a couple of good looks on net. Dempsey making a big stop there with the glove, robbing Odessa's leading scorer, Chase Thudium. Zach wins the offensive zone draw to Dempsey's right. Walking the blue line, looking for a shot now is Thudium. He swings one off to Levin. Touch pass there from Zach. Zach banked off of Orgel's skate, goes into the far corner. It's centered for Levin. His shot turned aside by Dempsey. Picked up Hines. He tries to swivel his way through Orgel. Can't quite do it. He's jammed up there. A log jam along the boards, and finally it rolls out towards the point. Levin keeps it. On the other side, it's Chase Thudium who will try to cut it in fire. Swatted away by Alexei Poikala. Nice defensive stick by the Finn. He negated a big opportunity there from Thudium, who loves to shoot from there. That is his hot spot just inside the circle. He scored a goal like that back on October 2nd when the Jacks were in this building. A diving shot, bar down snipe while he was falling down from Chase Thudium. Burnett gets the air pass from Poikala. He gloved it down. He was onside. What a skill play that would have been had he managed to finish that off. Waring just chips one into the offensive zone as 10 seconds remain on this Jackalopes power play. We're now more than halfway through this first period. We're scoreless at K. Yeager. Cats back to full strength. Ethan Daniels out of the box after serving that goaltender interference penalty. He heads straight to the bench. Meanwhile, it's Zenas carrying down the far wing, trying to cut through Waring. He takes it deliberately behind the net, then will backhand it to the blue line. Kinsella, long shot deflected well wide off the backboard glass. Cabinia swipes at it, kept alive and fired back into the zone and deep around the end wall. Wood steals the puck from Del Ponte. He and the other number 27, Nick Klitschko, in a bit of a grudge match there near the corner as Wood takes a diving backhander, fought off by Dempsey. Puck now in the far corner where several players scrap away for it. Skvortsov can't handle it. The Jacks still maintain possession in the Wildcats zone, and they've not been able to clear for the last minute plus here. Waring behind his net, up for Isaac Cabinia, trickles one along. Finally, the Cats march out with it. Nick Rosa backhands one in the direction of Ilya Skvortsov, picked off by Krumschmidt, banked behind the Jackalopes net, and they will reset here. Hannawall gives a big body check there on Noah Poindexter. Good to see Matt Hannawall laying the body as he's able to chip one out into the neutral zone through Isaac Cabinia. Fans wanting a penalty. The referee keeping his arm down as the puck is battled for, chipped into the Jackalope zone. Hausinger in pursuit of it, followed closely by Skvortsov. Christian Hausinger now out and onto the left wing. The Jacks, Ty Black clears it behind the Cats goal line. Donahue takes a hit. And the net's been knocked off, so we get a stoppage of play. 7:49 to go in this first period. It's a scoreless hockey game, and we now go to our first period media timeout. We're going to step aside real quick, folks. We'll be right back.
Guys on a Virgin hat.
So let's break down this upcoming road stint that the Wildcats are going on. It's going to start next weekend in Corpus Christi, and that's the weird one in which the Cats have a Friday off in the middle of two games, a Thursday and Saturday matchup against the Corpus Christi Ice Rays, who are playing tonight against the Amarillo Bulls down at the ABC in a bit of a homestand they've got going right now. So a defensive zone faceoff won by the Cats. And then it'll be these very same Jackalopes a week after that in a 3-game road series out at the Jack Shack in Odessa, Texas. And it's a building in which the Wildcats have created some good memories as a long right point shot by Orgel, handled by John Flackney. The Ector County Coliseum, that's a building where the Wildcats made history. Back on April 22nd, 2016, the Cats would defeat the Jacks by a pretty significant margin. I believe the final was 6-3. Austin Albrecht had a hat trick, and the Wildcats would advance to the South Division Finals for the first time in their franchise's history. Back in Game 3 of in that best-of-5 series against the Odessa Jackalopes, the Cats would complete the sweep, eliminating their rivals and advancing to the South Division Finals against the Topeka Roadrunners. Hines whiffs on that snapshot as it rolls towards the right corner. Tilley trying to get it out. He can't do it. Donaldson will try to toe drag in. Brought down to the ice by Donahue. Seamus Donahue not afraid to throw the hits. Now here comes Walker pursuing that rolling puck. Flackney out to punch it away. Walker had to jump over him. Flackney scoots back to his net, and the Jacks have avoided any harm coming from that. Tilley was on a delayed offside. He skates to the bench. 5 fresh bodies out for the Cats. Burnett, Poikla, Skvortsov, the forwards, Del Ponte, and Waring, the defenseman. Kareem Del Ponte, who played left defense last night for the first time this season and now is playing left defense again after he inspired his teammates from the left point yesterday with some really good plays and impressed Coach Nelson. Pass out to center, missing Zach. He guns it down. Klitschko catching up to it. He's sandwiched off by Poikla and Del Ponte. Long right point shot from Stewart. Ricochets off a Wildcat skate. Goes behind the net. Thudium spinning with it. Will try a wraparound. Loses possession in the slot. Here comes Ryan Burnett. He's joined by Jonathan Bendorf. Burnett in across the Jackalopes line. The linesman with his arm in the air. That's a delayed offside. And Burnett threw an extra hit. And at Jake Levin there, and I think Burnett's going to go for that little punch that he gave to Jake Levin. Maybe Levin will be joining him, I'm not sure, but I definitely saw Burnett throw a retaliatory punch on Levin, and I think they're both going to go. Oh, something that teed off Ryan Burnett there. He went right back and gave him a face full of fist. So Burnett is in the box. Levin is as well. We stay at 5 skaters aside. The Wildcats only have 4 guys on the ice right now. And finally, Coach Nelson figures it out. Walker joining Bendorf and Poikla now in Burnett's stead. Here's Poikla with it. Sweeps his way into the high slot, dishes it off nicely after drawing the attention of a couple of Jacks as Roman Canal's shot didn't get through the traffic. Canal losing his stick and then soccering one back. It was picked off and brought forth by Odessa's Noah Poindexter. Dom Sipus for Alexei Poikla. Poikla hauled down. The puck is loose somewhere down there. The Cats scrambling to try to get it out. Centering pass. Knocked down and out of there. Poikla has it. Left corner. He will hoist one high and into the air out to the right half boards in the Odessa zone where it's pursued by Rune Kirby. Puck to flex off a diving Petrowski into the Wildcats zone. No icing here. Canal swings one up ice. Regula just getting his stick on it, enough to deflect into the offensive zone without icing being called. We're still scoreless here, 15 minutes through this hockey game at K. Yeager Coliseum. Regula keeps the puck in the zone, tries to slip one ahead for Rosa. He would have had a 2-on-0 had the puck gotten to him. But it's Odessa picking it off. Zenas on a delayed offside now, and the whistle blows as Maya touched it. A few South Division matchups going on tonight. The Shreveport Mudbugs, the Lone Star Brahmas in their second game of their home and home. Shreveport hosting Lone Star tonight out at George's Pond. Georgi Fedorov, the lone goal scorer in that game out in northwest Louisiana. Here tonight, Corpus Christi hosting the Amarillo Bulls about halfway through the first period down at the ABC. Scoreless. Jacks with some crisp puck movement in their own zone, banking out past Bastian Maya. Orgel beating him to it. Seamus Donahue tries to get it up towards Skvortsov. It's swatted back in. Donahue is behind his net with it. Turned it over. Big bad turnover, and off the turnover, Maya ripped it high and over the net. Donahue, the most relieved guy in the building now. Hausinger's shot blocked. Skvortsov's going to get a breakaway if he hurries. Out aggressively there was Flackney. He knocked it away from him. And then some friendly fire between Hanawal and Gabinia, the two of whom ran into each other. And the linesman pointing to the neutral zone. I think this face-off is going to come out. And Burnett let out of the box. As is Jake Levin. The face-off now to Jared Dempsey's right, or it will be here shortly. Zach Zeck lines up to take it for Odessa. Not sure why this face-off is in the Wildcat zone. Not sure what they decided on this. Thudium shoved time and time again there by Kareem Del Ponte, and now Waring is a healthy hit into the end boards against one of Odessa's forwards, Bastian Maya, down there, and the puck was somewhere under Maya, so the referee just blows the whistle, calls the play dead. New face-off here, and this time it will leave the Wildcat zone. Chase Thudium coughs it up. Del Ponte swings it up towards C.J. Walker. Swatted back into the Waring corner. Pushed further and along the end boards. Del Ponte just rubs out Chase Thudium down there. He's very dangerous. Got to keep a watchful eye on him. Del Ponte did. Here's Hausinger with a shot from the top of the right circle. A follow-up shot blocked. Side of the net. Zach Zeck tries to give it across. Another shot just missing there from Klitschko. Now spinning with it. Chase Thudium with one hand on his stick. Pursued every step of the way by Waring. Thudium spinning away, losing it to Stephen Tilley. And he's going to start the breakout. Tilley flies one ahead. C.J. Walker to the net. Backhander score! C.J. Walker with the goal. He was able to catch up to it and backhand one past the goaltender John Flackney. C.J. Walker makes it 1-0 Cats. And the young gun out of Boise, Idaho continues with the red-hot stick. That's his third goal as a Wildcat. His 12th point, and this kid is on fire right now, folks. Speaking of C.J. Walker, we've got the Walkers all tuned in from Boise, Idaho. Thanks so much, guys. It was nice meeting you all last weekend when you were here. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and we hope you enjoyed that goal from C.J. Walker. We know you did. Dom Sipus crunched up by Connor Wood, right corner. Stephen Tilley giving the assist on Walker's goal. Well, the two of them have been absolutely magic out there, and Blake Ripley, who's been on that line, is now sitting up here to my left looking on, and I'm sure just wishing he could be out there with Coach Nelson deciding tonight to give him some rest. Roman Canal swings it behind his own net. Dom Sipus has it far corner. Throws it off a high stick of Jonathan Bendorf. Donaldson has to wait. He would have been caught offside. Sipus marching back up the ice with it, taking a long shot, stopped by Flackney. Minute 50 to go in this first period. The Cats now with a 1-0 lead. C.J. Walker with the goal for Wichita Falls. Now it's Rosa. Nick Rosa twisting and turning and carrying it towards the slot. Daniels gets it, then gives it right back to him. Daniels goes down. The Jacks have it near half boards. They're going to scoot it out. Donaldson gains the red line, flips it back down the ice with 90 to go in this first period. The Cats leading 1-0 off a C.J. Walker breakaway goal. Donahue gets it as far as Daniels, who hands one along for C.J. Regula. Regula flies one to the opposite corner. The Jacks have it. Try to clear it. Maya slips one up ice. Here comes Brandon Krumschmidt. Krumschmidt with a sharp angle shot. Save, rebound, and the Jackalopes have tied it. Big bad rebound given up by Jared Dempsey, who made a tough blocker save on Brandon Krumschmidt. Just get the puck to the net. It's a good philosophy. Krumschmidt will get the assist, and I'm still trying to identify which Jackalope put that home. I believe it was Trevor Zenas for Odessa, and we're tied up at 1. Puck is thrown into the left corner, the far corner. Del Ponte couldn't get his stick on it. This last minute of play is brought to you by La Quinta Inn & Suites, the Wildcats official host hotel. Hannawall chips it past the Jackalope defender. Hausinger cutting off his lane. Hannawall goes down behind the Cats net, or the Jacks net, and they're able to clear it. Thudium off the glass and out. Waring spinning it off the far side boards in front of the penalty boxes. Hausinger back in his own zone. Banks it behind his own net. Kinsella returning it for him. Cabinia delivers a hit there in the corner against Chris Donaldson, who turns on the Jets, trying to get one last shot away for Odessa. Rips one after just crossing over the blue line that deflects out of play, so we get a stoppage. .1 showing on the clock, and the Jacks will have to get a very quick face-off. They didn't pull their goaltender, so pretty sure they'll just let this period come to an end here. First 20 in the books, 1-1 the score. It was a period full of chances on either side. It was not dominated by one side like it was last night. The Jacks outshooting the Cats 11-8. Probably outchancing them by a slim margin as well. Just one power play. It was goaltender interference penalty against Ethan Daniels, and the Jacks fell flat on that power play, though they did have some good opportunities, so look out for that tonight. The Cats find themselves in penalty trouble, which they just might. They're probably a little bit fatigued after having a road game on Wednesday, Thanksgiving, and then a home game on yesterday night. So a lot of hockey in the last week, and then in the middle of all that hockey, a lot of turkey. So might just be running on fumes come the third period, so look out for the fatigue factor, though, on both sides. I'm sure it will be a factor. So we'll see what happens. Second period will be brought your way next, but first we're going to step aside, take a short break. Before the second period can be brought your way, we'll have some updates from around the NAHL when we come back, and so much more. By the way, it was Odessa's number 18, Tyler Petrowski, who was credited with that goal for Odessa. So for Petrowski, that is his first goal and first point as an Odessa Jackalope. So I think I did see somebody reach out to try to grab that puck and give it to him. So congratulations to Tyler Petrowski on his first NAHL goal. That ties the score 1 goal apiece. So we're going to head to the first intermission. Level 1-1 the score. When we come back, again, we'll have some updates from around the NAHL, break down that first period for you in greater detail, and so much more. Till then, stay with us, folks. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Again, thanks for joining us. Sorry about that brief delay. We're back to bring you some more first intermission report action from the K. Yeager Coliseum. We've got a tie hockey game after the first 20 minutes are now in the books. 11-8 the shots on goal in favor of Odessa. And it wasn't a lopsided period by any stretch of the imagination. Probably the Wildcats looked like the better team out of the gate to start, but didn't last too long. Again, it was Odessa who probably had the better meat or bulk of the period to start the game. That was the case last night for the middle 10 minutes or so of period one. The first 5 and the last 5 probably dominated by the Wildcats. Tonight, pretty similar, though scoring chances have been a little bit harder to come by tonight. Looks like the teams are more familiar with one another, and the things that were working yesterday not working tonight. Teams clamping down a little bit. We saw some really good defensive plays in that first period. For example, the diving poke check made by, I believe it was Odessa's Joe Kinsella, who was back. Christian Hausinger, back from the blue line, had a really good period. Jonathan Waring, Roman Canal, each had very stellar periods defending play, one-on-one especially against some Odessa snipers. So it was a defensive period in that first 20 minutes, and the only 2 goals that were scored were off of sort of broken plays. C.J. Walker found the puck with about, I'd say, 10 or 15 feet of ice in front of him. Coming wide down the right side, C.J. Walker really didn't have too much of a choice but to backhand it past John Flackney, which he did. Nice move. He knew the situation he was in, and he adjusted accordingly. C.J. Walker just continuing to prove that he's got some of the best hands in the business. It was an excellent goal by C.J. Walker, going from his forehand to his backhand. One simple little move, and just beat John Flackney off of raw speed. There was no chance Flackney could have kicked out the right pad fast enough or even high enough to stop that one. So Walker, with his 3rd goal of the season, gave the Cats a 1-0 lead, but was responded to again pretty quickly by Odessa. It was a shot from Brandon Krumschmid, who was coming down the right wing, and ripped it off of the blocker of Jared Dempsey. Dempsey had to make a tough initial stop. He did waffle board it away, but not quite in the area he probably wanted to. It went right into the middle of the ice, right between the circles, and waiting for it there was Trevor Zenas, who I just confirmed. Well, we're speculating, though. My buddy Cody Lefkowitz, the Odessa broadcaster, and I believe it was Trevor Zenas who scored that goal, because we did not see Tyler Petrowski on the ice. So our guess is that the official tonight thought that 19 was 18. So when he said to the scorekeeper who scored the goal, he gave them the number 18 instead of 19. So I believe Trevor Zenas was the one who scored for Odessa off that big, juicy rebound given up by the blocker of Jared Dempsey, who was otherwise rock solid tonight. Same with John Flackney in that first period. Dempsey 10 of 11, Flackney 7 of 8, heading into the first intermission. That goal Odessa scored came just less than 2 minutes after the Cats jumped ahead, so that's been the story of this series so far, and really the week, folks. The Wildcats and the Brahmas played pretty much the same way. One team would score. It was like a seesaw game out there. Last night we saw that again in the first period. The Jacks went up, the Cats caught them. The difference in last night, however, is that the Wildcats managed to get an insurance lead, which had not happened for quite a while, honestly. Probably, I'm not even sure they had a 2-goal lead against Topeka. I think they did they definitely did on the first game on Thursday night. But those 2-goal leads have been few and far between for the Wildcats, who won their first game by more than a goal in nearly 2 months. The last time they did was against this very same opponent, Odessa, back on October 1st. And then the following night, we all remember what happened, 7-2 blowout at the hands of the Jackalopes. So obviously the Cats hoping for a different game 2 this time around. It doesn't look like this one will be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. It's been a close battle through the first 20, but who knows what will happen in the next 20. Meanwhile, we're going to take one last short break before we bring you second period action. Folks, stay with us. We'll be right back.
about me over there. I heard my name.
All right, welcome back, folks. Boy, we've got some exuberant fans down there in sections 5 and 6 just banging away on those buckets. Right over the Jackalopes bench, just absolutely having a good time, ruining the Jackalopes' time down there so that they can't hear the words of their head coach, Greg Gatto. Got a 1-1 score through the first 20 at K. Yeager Coliseum. C.J. Walker with the lone Wildcats goal, and we've decided Trevor Zenas the lone Odessa goal. As we're just about ready to start period 2 here at K. Yeager Coliseum. Last night, Johnny Hogue stole the show in the second period. Absolutely lights out was the Jackalopes goaltender in period 2. But Jared Dempsey, by far, his better in period 3. We'll see what happens here. Middle frame underway in the Wildcats' last home game of 2016. Alexei Poikala slips it past Kinsella, then he gives him a big healthy hit into the corner boards after dumping the puck in. Slash coming up against Odessa. Connor Wood got a good piece of Jonathan Bendorf with that stick. Gave a nice slash, and the linesman giving him a nice trip to the box. Cats to their first power play of the night with Connor Wood, a.k.a. Goldilocks, in the box for the Odessa Jackalopes. Connor Wood, who leads the Jacks in penalty minutes this season with 103, now 105. Jacks win the defensive zone draw but can't clear it. Poikala has it far corner, and then he spins away. Seamus Donahue at the blue line, finding Sportov at the top of the right circle. Pass eludes the stick of Zach. Zach, long shot from Seamus, fluttering just wide. Poikala, will he try to scoot his way to the front of the net? No, he will bank it back towards Seamus, who just can't keep it alive at the zone. in the zone, and Seamus back out to center with it. The Wildcats captain, the smooth skating defenseman out of North Oaks, Minnesota, lost it to Zach Zeck, who rifles one on net. Dempsey able to deal with that one routinely. Zach Zeck centering, hops past the stick of Thudium, following up a drive deflected just wide by Thudium. Now Poikula decided not to make that pass because it probably would have been picked off, a smart play, but in doing so he lost possession. Poikula caught from behind by Thudium. The Jacks doing an excellent job on their first penalty kill of the game. This Wildcats power play brought to you by Starbright Cleaners, now halfway through. Donahue blocking the clearing attempt by Hausinger, and now Orgel's got to hustle back. He could have a 2-on-1 shorthanded rush to deal with here as it's brought down and dropped off for the late man who missed the net just wide. Blocker side, now the Cats on the counterattack. This is the danger of jumping in shorthanded. Burnett right side trying to filter it through, no luck. Rolls in front, fan down by Donahue. Now with a stick tied up, it's Skvortsov, can't do much with it. Klitschko up and getting the return from Thudium. Klitschko sidesteps Waring, losing it to Donahue now. With 24 seconds to go on this Cats power play. Burnett far side takes a shot, deflected into the net. Ryan Burnett took the shot, and I believe that is Nick Rosa's first goal of the season. Boy, probably not how he envisioned it after coming back into a Wildcats uniform, but hey, they all count. Nick Rosa, welcome back. He's been a point-per-game player since arriving back in Wichita Falls. That's a power play goal for Nick Rosa, by the way. But they've all been assists. He has not scored yet, or he hadn't scored yet, up until just a few moments ago. I believe that went off his hip and into the net. We'll see what the official ruling is from the PA announcer. And it is Nick Rosa with the goal for the Wildcats, his first since returning to the Cats here this season. Didn't have one in Sioux City either, so I'm sure that felt good for Nick Rosa, even though it didn't go in off his stick. Doesn't matter. He gets the goal. Dempsey covers up a long-range shot from the neutral zone and takes a defensive zone draw. So Connor Stewart fans on the slap shot from the half boards. Here comes Ethan Daniels, left circle with a shot. Glove save by Flackney. Rebound sent through the blue paint. Some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Here's Del Ponte giving it D to D. Waring hangs on, looks for a lane, can't find one. He rips it. Glove save. Rebound. Daniels stopped by John Flackney with a couple of big stops. First on Waring, then on Daniels. Been robbed twice now of his first goal as a Wildcat. Waring up and off the stick of Daniels, who chips it into the paraphernalia there of Flackney, who then defensively punches out his blocker to get Daniels out of there. 3 minutes into this second period, the Cats have regained the lead. It's 2-1 off a goal scored by Nick Rosa. Roman Canal keeps the puck alive at the left point, then he swings one below the net. Rosa hit from behind, gets back up to his skates. He takes checks like that in his sleep, Nick Rosa. He's gotten so used to it, and that's his game right there in a nutshell. Obviously, when you add the creativity and the passing ability into the equation, and the fact that he's a 200-foot player, but boy, does Rosa love to go to the dirty areas. That's why he was 5th in the Wildcats in points last season, his willingness to do that. Jacks have it in their own zone. Nick Wilson turns away from the pressure coming from Kevin Fees. Fees chasing Wilson all the way into the corner. Then he has to recover and chip it up the wall. Ty Black takes a check from C.J. Regula, a clean one at that. Canal swings it past Fees down the ice. Icing called against Roman Canal and the Wildcats. 4 minutes into this second, 2-1 Wichita Falls with goals being scored by C.J. Walker and Nick Rosa in that order for the Cats. For Odessa, we believe it's Trevor Zenas. But, of course, we'll wait for the official ruling. The official ruling was Petrowski, but review it, obviously, on Hockey TV later. And these Ottawa-esque jerseys, 18 and 19, look pretty similar in the cream-colored font. Zach Hines gets the pass in the slot, dropping it off, and it's Hausinger, ran into Regula, then backhands one towards the net that deflects into Dempsey's glove. Off the stick of Connor Wood, who then gets a punch from behind by Dom Sipus. He might be headed to the sin bin. Not a smart play by Demantis Sipus. And that's exactly what Connor Wood wants you to do. And Dom, the veteran, took the bait. Jacks back to the power play. Oh for 1 on the night. They win the face-off. They did look pretty good on their first opportunity. Jake Levin slips past Poikala, carries it down the wall, then leaves it off. Zach Hines wrapped up by both Poikala and Orgel. Jacks emerging with it. Hausinger going back to the point for Zach. Zach now it's Thudium taking a shot through the screen. Went off the Cat's skate. Orgel's skate bounces wide. Thudium keeps it, finds a wide open Levin. Touch pass to the side of the net. Intended for Zach Hines, picked out by Orgel, who can't clear it. He wraps it around the end boards. The Jacks applying some pressure. Hausinger gave it away. Donahue trying to clear. Burnett helping him out. He takes a hook from Hausinger. Burnett springs Donahue, who chips it past the defense and goes into the left corner to play it. Then he centers, knocked away by Flackney from Burnett. Out at center, it's Alexei Poikala. 5 minutes have gone by in this second period, 2-1 Wildcats. An early goal being scored in the second period by Nick Rosa in the waning seconds of the Cats' power play. Seamus Donahue, or Poikala rather, he has it. Chips one high and in the air, off the glass, collected by Sportov, following up Orgel, who rips it off of Flackney. And now it's picked up by Zach. Zach far side, finding an open Maya, and across the blue line. Maya shovels one too far out of the reach of Zenas, who drops it back. Zach, a drive deflected on net. Not sure Dempsey made a save or not. Looked like he might have. And now Hanawal is going to try to pursue the puck. He's met by Joe Kinsella, who prevented the speedy Hanawal from getting a breakaway. Hanawal and Kinsella each bring one another down. The referee not blowing a whistle here, as it's taken by Maya, side of the net, who throws one in front, deflected wide by Hausinger. Hanawal's got it far corner, 22 seconds to go. Again, on the penalty against Demantis Sipus. Zach calmly from the point, lets it go, save. Rebound, Maya is there, side of the net. How did that one not go in? It stays out. Maya behind the net, trying to center. Picked out by Hanawal. He clears it. The Cats have done it there. 2 for 2 on the Parkway Grill penalty kill. I'm not sure how Bastion Mayak didn't tuck that one home. He's got to be frustrated after that. Zenas carries it into the far corner. He will reverse one back to the blue line. Long point shot, blocked down. Bastion Maya still on the ice. Native of France scales it back down the wall. It's Poindexter getting it into the slot, dropping it off. Right circle, a shot. Stopped by the shoulder of Dempsey. Tilly hooks one out to center. Kinsella is caught. Walker offside. Well, looked like he held up. He did not, according to the linesman, who was watching very closely. Offside called against the young gun, C.J. Walker, who's got a goal to his credit tonight, as does Rosa. For the Jacks, it is Trevor Zenas. 2-1 the score in favor of the Cats. We're 7 minutes into this second period here at K. Yeager in the Wildcats' last home game of 2016. They win. The Jacks win the offensive zone face-off. Levin lets it rip from the left point. Off target, Canal goes down. It looked like he was hooked. He's having some difficulty now. Roman Canal getting back up to his skates, limping a little bit. Backhand shot gloved by Dempsey, and that'll give Roman a chance to get off the ice. If there's something wrong with him, Brian Deathridge, the trainer, might have to get himself ready. Canal looked to be laboring back up to his skates there a moment ago. So Connor Stewart has it in the Jackalope zone. Throws it back off the far side boards, and Jake Levin will collect it in his own end. Levin chips it up and out. Rolls towards the far corner. Cypress pursued by Ty Black. Cypress touching it, and I believe an elbowing call will be made against Wichita Falls here. Roman Canal to the sin bin. Both defensemen from that pairing with consecutive penalties. First it was Cypress, then it was Canal. So the Jacks back to the man advantage for the third time in this game. Haven't converted yet. Both of which spawned a few good looks on net. Dempsey's been solid again tonight, folks. 17 of 18 in net for the Wildcats goaltender, who was the Kona Ice first star of the game last night. Hines banks it off the far side wall. Donahue off the intercept will flip it back out. Hines giving it back to Jake Levin, the Air Force commit. Hines gets the diagonal pass. He's in across the line, driving it wide on Orgel, who just got his stick on the puck. Hausinger playing very aggressively, so he's playing as a forward on this man advantage setup while Zach plays at the point position. Interesting setup here by Greg Ghetto and the Jacks. And the puck hobbles over the stick of Levin down the ice. Flack need to deal with it in his own zone. Zach will return the pass now for Jake Levin. Levin is stripped of it by Poikula. Nice stick check by Alexi. He has it now down the right side. He cuts into the slot, looks for a shot. He fires, blocked. Nice patient play made by Alexi Poikula. He doesn't shoot very often. Alexi always trying to make the right play and pass it. That time he tried to shoot. Here's an opportunity for Zenas. Couldn't get the puck to settle down. Puts it behind the net, Chase Thudium. Relentlessly pursued by Kareem Del Ponte as the puck rolls its way behind the Wildcats net. Del Ponte pinned up by Thudium, and now Burnett will try to clear. He's joined by Del Ponte here on this 2-on-2 shorthanded break. He and Kareem crisscross. Burnett giving it to him. Del Ponte with a shot. Chest save. Del Ponte goes down, as does Flackney. Del Ponte innocuously went crashing into him, and Flackney gave him a little swipe. That's what the crowd is unhappy about. Del Ponte back to the bench in the meantime. 10 seconds to go on this Jackalope power play, which has probably been the worst of the bunch thus far. The Cats have had probably more opportunities than the Jacks have. That does it. 3 for 3 on the PK tonight for the Wildcats. It's been a good night for them in that department. Scoring goals, not quite so much, though they do lead 2-1. Goals have been, scoring chances I should say, have been pretty hard to come by in this game. Teams playing more defensively responsible here in the early going, about halfway through game 2 of 2. Jonathan Waring ran into his own teammate's rear end there. Matt Hannawall put Waring on his wallet, and here come the Jacks on a 2-on-1. Crumpschmidt nearly got the pass. Play broken up nicely by Ryan Orgel, who got his stick on the cross-ice pass. Here comes Kabinia rather. Skvortsov lays one in front, hoping for Hannawall. Missed him. Orgel, far point. Fires long wrist shot, blocked down. Puck taken by Skvortsov. He cuts in, looks for a way to get the shot off. Can't find one. He eventually loses it. Skvortsov now back checking, and the Jacks will punch it behind the Cats' net. Dempsey out for Hannawall. Skvortsov. And across the blue line, offside called against the Cats, and Ilya not happy with that call. And that's a big break for Odessa. That was a very close offside call. Looked like Cabinho was going in across the blue line as Skvortsov had it on his stick. And when that's the case, defenses always have to be alert and wary, because Skvortsov is absolutely very dangerous. So Ilya cutting in on that 2-on-2 developing. Looked like he really wanted to try to snipe it. And we've seen him score from tougher areas than that. He looked to have a pretty good scoring opportunity coming up. And that offside call, which was made by a gutsy lineman there, that was within inches. Not sure if it was offside, it was within inches. So very close call. Jacks catch a break as we head to our second period media timeout. Now a neutral zone faceoff upcoming. Stephen Tilley and his line are out there. Tilley now, instead of being flanked by Ripley on his left, it is Daniels tonight. On his right, it will be C.J. Walker. The usual. That tandem, Stephen Tilley, C.J. Walker, they've been dynamite of late. Orgel fires from long range. Easy glove stop by Flackney. And now a defensive zone drop coming for the Jacks with 9:11 showing on the clock for the remaining time in period 2. So Connor Wood skates back to the bench. A bit of a miscue there on that before that face-off. Puck drops. Jacks win the draw. Tilley picks it up in the corner, beating everyone to it, then sliding one through the crease and wide. Donahue, left point, throws it to the side of the net, hoping to get it to Tilley, who'll drop it to Orgel, who will swing it down to Walker, left corner. Walker spinning away from Rune Kirby. Walker crunched up by Kirby, who took the puck away from him. Now it goes off the skate of Ty Black, and it's a turnover. Here comes Tilley. He shoots. Stopped. Big save there by John Flackney. Got it just his shoulder on it. Walker with a smart decision there to pass it up to Tilley, who had a step or two on him. Tilley has it, then he centers all the way through. It missed Daniels. Goes over to Donahue, who can't swat it to keep it in the zone. Nice backhand pass by Petrowski. Finds Poindexter. Now it's Ty Black. Poindexter turning and firing, missing the stick side of Dempsey. Kinsella walks the line, shoots, blocked by Tilley. Puck loose and picked up by Orgel. Will chip it past his own blue line and out. Joe Kinsella. Ryan Orgel has it as the Jacks are on a delayed offside here. That's why they're backing up. Orgel's pass too hot to handle there for Tilley. And Tilley arguing that it went off his stick because he went straight to the bench. He wanted to get a line change, and he is saying it went off his stick. And he deflected it into the zone. Not sure he got a piece of it or not, but Tilley claims that he did. The linesman saw otherwise, so icing called against the Cats here as they'll take a defensive zone faceoff. The Amarillo Bulls and Corpus Christi Ice Rays all tied up at a goal apiece. Shreveport leading at Lone Star in the meantime. 1-0 out at George's Pond Coliseum in Shreveport, Louisiana. Regula tries to pry it free from Jake Levin, who's got it in his own corner, does Levin. Connor Stewart up for Thudium, able to angle one off the glass and out. 7.5 to go in this second period. The Cats leading 2-1. Regula throws it off the glass. Rosa pursuing it. Levin catching up to it first. Rosa gets the puck. He swivels into the slot. Good stick made by Joe Kinsella. Or Connor Stewart, rather, defended that one, made it look easy. Regula pushes one ahead. Rosa's going to get in. He drives. He shoots. Stopped by Flackney. And the rebound rolls towards Kevin Fees, who swats it towards the near corner. Rosa tracking it down. Thudium able to clear. And I think it went off of a Wildcat standing on the bench, so we get a whistle. 7 to go in the second. 2-1 Cats. Sipus up for Poikala, a couple of veterans. Poikala with a nice pass, finding Bendorf. He's in. Pad save by John Flackney. Had there been a Wildcat there on the other side, it would have been a tap in, but Burnett was a little bit too wide there. Poikala, meanwhile, surveying from the near corner. Looked like he got tripped up. Couldn't sling it on back to Dom Sipus, who's caught. Zach Hines pushes one ahead. Here comes Donaldson driving, centering. Hines with a tap-in goal. What a play by the Jackalopes. Beautiful three-way passing play by the Odessa Jackalopes from Donaldson to Thudium to Hines to the back of the net, and the Jacks have tied it up. Connor Wood, rather, who gave Hines the pass. What a play. And Dom Sipus with an errant read on that pinch. gave the Jacks a 3-on-1, and they took advantage of that extra man they had on the rush. And Roman Canal, you just got a feel for him there. Not much he could have done in that situation. I think he defended it pretty well, as a matter of fact. Just a beautiful play by the Odessa Jackalopes. Connor Wood, rather than shooting it there, just touched it along for Hines, who had nothing but net to shoot at. That would have been nearly impossible to miss for Hines. The Jacks have tied the game up 2-2 your score. Here comes Hanawal, left circle, trying to center. Puck picked off by a back-checking Donaldson. Waring, right point, run into. Puck kept alive in the zone by Kabinia, who will try to shovel one across for Skvortsov. Didn't work out. Skvortsov ultimately gets it anyways. Fires, blocked by Kinsella. And now Wood will skate it down the ice. Connor Wood turning. Finding his man open in Nick Wilson, who gets it in. Waring shoots it around the wall. Hanawal has to scurry over there. Spins away from Zenas. He leaves it off. Ilya Skvortsov carrying down the wing. Throwing one diagonally. Kabinia catching up to it. Turns it on net. Pad stopped by Flackney. Waring pursuing it in his own zone. Waring loses it. Here's a chance. Big pad save made by Jared Dempsey, robbing Crumpschmid there on that opportunity. Dempsey bailing Waring out big time there. Puck slides its way out into the neutral zone. Hanawal gaining the blue line, leaving it for C.J. Walker, who spins one wide of the net as he was falling. Skvortsov trying to center for Walker. Back to Donahue, who lets it rip, blocked, and it goes out of play. 5 minutes to go in period 2. 2-2 your score here in the second period. The face-off now to John Flackney is right. He dives right on it off the draw. Take another defensive zone face-off. Flackney giving the puck back to the linesman. Tilly, Walker, Daniels out there for the Cats. Donahue, Orgel on defense. Couple of players jumping the gun on that face-off, so they're going to try this again. Puck rattles off the glass. Donahue takes a big hit. He didn't have the puck, and Thudium's going to go to the box. No, that was Petrowski rather, who hit Donahue, who did not have the puck. He tried to jump to keep it in the zone, then was given a hit from behind. Hit from behind combined with interference, and I think they're calling this the former of the two. Hitting from behind against Tyler Petrowski. Back to the Jackalope sin bin. The Cats did come through on their only power play of this game. Back early in this second period. I think the puck pinballed off of Flackney and then off of Nick Rosa's hip, or chest perhaps, and into the net. Ryan Burnett was the one who got the assist for putting it on net. The Cats will get their second opportunity of the night on the Starbright Cleaners power play. They're 1 for 1, and it's been hot lately. I think a big part of that is due to this guy, the reemergence of Nick Rosa as a Wildcat, wearing number 24, taking the offensive zone faceoff. He's been lights out on the power play as Orgel rips one, fought off by Flackney. Connor Wood, sized up by Bendorf, swatted towards Orgel, who keeps it alive at the point. Orgel goes down the wall. Bendorf has it in the corner. He scoots back up the boards looking for an option. He fires it, blocked. Bendorf, Walker, and Rosa the forwards on this Starbright Cleaners power play. Donahue and Orgel the defenseman. Donahue with a long wrist shot, tipped on net by Walker. Big save by Flackney. Rosa slides it to Orgel, who tees it up for Donahue, who drives it, save. Rebound eluding Walker. Rosa fires it, blocked by Hausinger and out of play. And again, great movement by the Cats on this power play. They're looking really good on the man advantage right now, folks. I think it reminds me a lot of last year, what they had last year, the same kind of creative thinking, the same kind of puck management and puck possession and dominance in the offensive zone. Making the right plays, spotting the open targets. simple, smart hockey we're seeing here on the Wildcats power play is something that was probably lacking to start the season. It's really starting to pick up now. And I think soon we're going to see a huge surge in the power play department in the standings. And the Wildcats are going to march right up the ranks. Just wait and see. Burnett tries to center, couldn't get it through. Nice defensive effort made by Nick Wilson, but he's outnumbered down there. Poikla and Burnett trying to outfight him for it. Wilson doing a good job hugging the end boards there, trying to kill off as much time as he possibly can. And finally the puck bounces loose. Skvortsov has it. Turned it over. Jacks get it down. Dempsey fights off the shot there from Klitschko after giving it away. The puck thrown out to the neutral zone. Nice backhand pass from Poikla, finding Skvortsov in over the line. Skvortsov had it jabbed away from him. The Jacks get it out into the neutral zone and down. It looks like this power play will fall short as time winds down on it. Skvortsov, Krasnoyarsk, Russia native, carries down the right side with one hand on his stick. Confidently swerving his way to the top of the right circle, then dropping it off into the far corner. Burnett finding Poikla. Poikla spins away from a couple of checks. Donahue heads towards the net. Poikla finds him in stride. Then he shoots a backhander. Flackney with a big, tough save. Puck kind of rolled on Seamus Donahue, who he had to adjust and find some way to get that shot away. He just kind of shoveled a backhander away. And I'm not sure he was aiming that one anywhere, folks. He just wanted to get that one on net, and he did. Job well done by Seamus, but Flackney was better there. 23-22 the shots on net. It's been a very evenly played game up till this point. 38 minutes in the books at the KYC. Pass missing Jake Levin, who tries to join the rush. He turns it over. Could be a costly read here by Levin, but the Jacks are able to recover and throw it out. Waring playing it. Chips it into the far corner. Christian Hausinger going behind his net. Future Air Force cadet Jake Levin can't clear it past Walker. Slides it in the Tilly corner. He meets up to it first, then tries to throw it in front, deflects off a stick. Flackney hangs on to it. 101 seconds to go in this second period. We're tied up at 2. Goals in this second scored by Nick Rosa and then Zach Hines in response. Several minutes later, after that well-played 3-on-1 rush, very perfectly executed, to be honest, folks. By the Jackalopes, you got to give them credit. That was a beautiful goal to tie it at 2. Rosa out there offensively, wins the face-off. Shot ripped just wide by Kevin Fees. Now it's at the right point. Waring chips it behind the net. Kinsella. The puck scoots past Waring out to center. Kareem Del Ponte takes a shove from Connor Wood. The puck rolls off the pad, and Flackney had to do some damage control there, but he lost it. Could be horrendous here for the Jacks as Fees just rips it wide of the net. Rosa fires it. He missed the net as well. Boy, that was a very poorly timed turnover, and the puck was bouncing like a greased pig down there. Flackney rather just couldn't get a hold of it. It bounced off his pad, bounced off his glove, you name it. He just couldn't settle it down. Now here comes Regula down the left wing. Spins on a dime, and he looks for an option. He's got a couple of men just off the bench there. Roman Canal was one of them, but he couldn't find him with a pass. Thudium rips it just wide of the net from center, and Dempsey dives out to stop it. Now this faceoff's going to be to Dempsey's left here. 36.8 showing on the clock in period 2. Sipus skates off the ice, as does Roman Canal. Coach Nelson deciding to put Donahue and Orgel out there instead for a defensive zone faceoff. Kabinia. Skvortsov touched one along for Hanawal. Now Kabinia gives a hit to Thudium. Fudium losing it. Cabinho with a nice pass. Canal will try to split past the defense. He does, but the puck rolls too far into his path. 15 seconds to go in the period. Hannawall swings it up high. Orgel a drive. Fought off by the top of the glove of Flackney. Boy, Hannawall certainly got some wheels. He nearly got past the defense and got himself a breakaway there, but the puck was rolling too far in front of him. Orgel into the high slot. He and Donahue trade places. 4 to go in the period. Donahue just slaps it down the wall, and that'll do it. 40 in the books. 4 goals have been scored, 2 by each side. The Jacks would respond to that goal scored by Nick Rosa. CJ Walker scored first, and then it was Trevor Zenas in response in the first period. Then it was Wichita Falls' Nick Rosa who scored. I think it went off of his hip or his chest or what have you, some part of his body that wasn't his stick. Bounced into the net on the power play, late on the power play to give the Cats the 2-1 lead. Answered a few minutes later, so they were able to hold on to that lead a little bit longer than they had recently. The Jacks were, however, able to tie it. It was Zach Hines who tucked it home after that beautifully executed 3-on-1 rush to cost the Wildcats after Dom Sipus had a bit of a misread, jumping up into the play on the right side. Not sure if you see what's going on here or not, folks. Nope, you don't. But Connor Wood was out having some words with the referee and the 2 linesmen. And I'm not sure there's somebody more hated in the entire league, certainly not in this building, than Connor Wood. He's, I guess you could say, he's the Hogan Davidson of this season. Last year, Hogan Davidson with the Lone Star Brahmas, sort of an agitator. He was an alternate captain as well. A lot of parallels to be drawn with him and Connor Wood. Both of them had long hair, and both of them were South Division rivals and have had ties with the Wildcats in the past. Connor Wood played with the Rio Grande Valley Killer Bees before their folding to the Aston Rebels. And Wood was a part of the team that lost to the Wildcats in the qualifying round in the 2015 playoffs. So he's been a rival of the fans here at the KYC for a few years now, and they don't like him, and there's always somebody who has to take up the new role of the most unanimously hated player in the building. Last year it was Davidson, and this year I have little doubt it's going to be Connor Wood. So when he was talking to the officials, basically just getting relentlessly booed by the crowd here at K. Yeager. So again, we've got 40 in the books, we've got 4 goals, and we've got 2 on each side. The shots just about even, 24-22 in favor of the Cats. We're going to step aside here from the KYC and take a short break. When we come back, we'll have, again, some updates from around the league and break down those first 40 minutes for you in as great as detail as we possibly can before we bring you the third and presumably final period, though with the way this game has gone, can't be too sure. But again, we'll bring you the third period of action after all that. In the meantime, stay put. We'll be right back. Okay, folks, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We hope you are all out there tuning in, having a great Saturday night. This will be, again, the last home game the Cats will play for 2016, so we hope you enjoy it. We know you probably wish you could be here, but watching it on Hockey TV is just improving more and more. Now, not only have we upgraded to HD, now we've got the running score clock, which I'm sure is a huge help for you folks tuning in. By the way, let us know what you think of it, folks. We'd love to hear your feedback and opinions as to your thoughts on the new score clock on Hockey TV. We hope to have it running in full effect for the rest of the season, though unfortunately I've got to have somebody up here at all times operating it. Right now, Ricky Carballo, just being the nice young man that he is, has just offered to help me out, but I wouldn't want to ask that of a player who normally has other responsibilities when they're a healthy scratch. So hopefully we can find somebody who would be willing to do it. And I know it's growing in popularity throughout the rest of the South Division. A lot of teams kind of trying to jump on the bandwagon here when it comes to that. So we can expect it probably. I know in Lone Star they've got one running now. Lone Star, boy, I was really impressed with their broadcast. Watching the game back on Hockey TV the other day. Seeing some of the graphics they were pulling up, we're not quite there yet. We were obviously always working to improve and enhance the quality of our broadcast for you great fans we have tuning in from back home. And obviously we're trying to improve each and every day. Unfortunately, we don't have quite the staff that the Lone Star Brahmas do to set aside the personnel whose function it is to provide a good, enjoyable broadcast. They've got probably 4 times the amount of people working on their broadcast as we do. So it's a matter of resources, and obviously we're going to try to work with what we have. And right now what we have is a pretty darn good-looking broadcast. So we're going to try to keep improving on it, as always. And any way we can, just find ways to make it more enjoyable for you, the fans. So 2-2 the score as the score clock shows on Hockey TV. Also, if you're listening on YouTube, welcome into the broadcast, folks. We're happy to have you with us tonight, unlike the first period last night in which we had some problems. We don't expect to have those again. So let's take you back through what happened in the first 40 minutes here at the last home game of 2016 at K. Yeager. The scoring was started by C.J. Walker, who's been red hot of late. He continues with the hot stick. 17:06 into the first period. Looked like it might be a scoreless first period. Not the case. C.J. Walker picked up a rolling puck near the right circle, carried in, and deked John Flackney into submission. Went forehand backhand on John Flackney. And elevated a backhand shot over the pad of Flackney. No chance for him, really. Just got to pity the Jacks goaltender in that scenario. Walker was able to beat him for his 3rd goal of the season, 17:06 into this first period, and gave the Cats the lead. But then it was Trevor Zenas, responding less than 2 minutes later. It was Brandon Krumschmidt who fired on a rush on a sort of a 2-on-2, 2-on-3 rush. Didn't look to be that harmful or intimidating, but Krumschmidt shot it. It was a good shot, good, hard, high, heavy shot, but not sure it wasn't heavy enough to the point where Dempsey could have just let it sail over the net, because when he played it, he made a blocker save and kind of punched it out in front of him. And with Zenas crashing the net, the Jackalope center was able to rifle it over top of the blocker on the rebound and beat Jared Dempsey to give the Jackalopes the tie. 1-1 the score heading into the first intermission. The Cats had a power play very early to start period 2. Nick Rosa would score a power play goal, his first goal since coming back onto the Wildcats. Ryan Burnett fired one from the left wing, skating in down his off wing, cutting over the blue line, just let one rip. It was dealt with by Flackney, but the rebound bounced right off of Nick Rosa's hip, I believe, into the back of the net, went off of some part of him and into the net. It was a good goal because it wasn't deliberately pushed in, it just bounced off of him. So Nick Rosa, an odd way to get his first goal of the 2016-17 season, but he'll take it. And Rosa continues to produce at nearly a point per game pace. Right now, Nick Rosa, since coming back, has 6 points in 7 games with a goal and 5 assists through his first 7 since returning. Couldn't have asked for really much more than that from Nick Rosa, who's had absolutely no problems coming into this different Wildcats team and adjusting and becoming one with the rest of the team, that's for sure. I know the guys all like him from everyone I've talked to. I'm not sure what's not to like. Zach Hines would respond to Rosa's power play goal at the 13:30 mark of period 2. And that goal was an absolute peach, folks. It was Chris Donaldson, Connor Wood, and Zach Hines, Odessa's top line tonight, doing the damage against the Wildcats. Donaldson fed one on a 3-on-1. Dom Cypus was caught. Roman Canal kind of hung out to dry, as was Dempsey. Hines drove down the left, Donaldson drove down the left side, passed one across for Connor Wood, who looked to be in too tight. It looked like Dempsey would have been able to stop it, which he surely would have, but Wood made an extra little pass to set up Zach Hines wide open, and he just slammed it into the gaping 4x6 net to tie the game up at 2. So it was a beautifully executed 3-on-1 odd man rush by the Jackalopes and a well-deserved goal to tie the game up 2-2. Now let's take a look at some out-of-town scores real quick before we wrap up our second intermission report. Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights in Johnstown taking on the Tomahawks, 3-2 for the home side. The Tomahawks up 3-2 against Wilkes-Barre in the closing minutes of regulation time. We'll see if the Knights can tie it up. Topeka losing to the Springfield Junior Blues 4-1 tonight at the Nelson Center in Springfield, Illinois. By the way, I'd like to congratulate the Springfield Junior Blues on their upgrade to high definition. More and more teams are starting to do it. That's what you like to see. And while we know Lone Star does it, now Wichita Falls obviously does it, and we know Corpus Christi doesn't do it, but just know, folks, when we go down to Corpus Christi, I'm going to tell you right now, their camera work is absolutely phenomenal. They've got angles from everywhere. They used to be a pro team in the CHL. All that equipment and the staff and the personnel, it's all still there. So they've got a professional level broadcast team working down there in Corpus Christi, and boy, do they do a heck of a job. So just let you know in advance, you have that to look forward to next weekend if you plan on tuning into some Wildcats hockey. It'll be a good one. Wildcats Ice Rays next weekend, Thursday and Saturday. We've got Friday off, don't forget. But Thursday night, tune in. Saturday night, tune in, and you'll see probably, if I'm being honest, folks, probably the best run camera, or the best camera crew, I would have to say, in the entire NAHL. Just because of the amount of angles they have and how far in they're able to zoom. I know it's not high definition, but you can't even tell because they just do such a good job down there. So looking forward to that. And if you're planning on watching, you're going to pick a good weekend to watch. December 1st, December 3rd, Wildcats versus Ice Rays down at the ABC. But getting back to our out-of-town scoreboard update, Northeast Generals still looking for their first win of the season. 0-17-1 right now. The Northeast Generals tied up 5-5 at the New England Sports Village up in Attleboro, Massachusetts, taking on the New Jersey Titans, hosting them in their new building. So kudos to the Northeast Generals and the crew who got that job, the construction job done up at the New England Sports Village. That new rink looks gorgeous, so job well done. I'm sure the Generals are appreciative of your efforts, and probably safe to say they are. Getting out to a 5-goal performance here tonight. Janesville in Cooley Region taking on the Chill, who are having a good start to their year. Looks like Joey Sofo has just tied it for Cooley Region. Shout out to Mason Little and Rick Frankie, the broadcasters for the Jets and the Chill. A Midwest Division matchup up at the Green Island Ice Arena in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Amarillo in Corpus Christi taking on the Ice Rays. 3-2 Bulls trying to snap that long losing skid are the Amarillo Bulls, who have not won a game in over a month. So they're going to try to fix that. Looks like they're on the right path right now. Again, they lead the Ice Rays 3-2, trying to take the road split before heading back home. A long bus ride awaits them tonight from Corpus Christi to Amarillo. Don't even want to know how long that is. That's got to be at least 11 hours. The Minot Minotauros in Brookings getting blown out. You don't see that too much from these Marty Murray coached teams, but the Blizzard having their way with the Minotauros beating up on them right now at the Larson Ice Center in Brookings, South Dakota, 6-0. This score through the first 40. Bismarck in Minnesota taking on the Wilderness, the Robertson Cup champions of 2015. The Wilderness with a 5-2 edge over Lane Sedavi's Bismarck Bobcats at the moment. 2/3 of the way through that game at the Northwoods Credit Union Arena. The Magicians, who are off to a really good start this year at the Riverside Arena, an inter-Minnesota matchup against the Bruins. Austin with a 2-0 edge over the Minnesota Magicians. Shreveport Mudbugs hosting the Lone Star Brahmas out at George's Pond in Shreveport, Louisiana in Game 2 of that home-and-home series. The Mudbugs up 3-1 over Lone Star at the moment. Feduolov with a pair of goals, Kieran Durgan with one, and Vlad Stadenikov with the Brahmas' lone goal. So Lone Star looks like they're struggling out there on the road after taking Game 1 of that home-and-home in regulation in their own barn. And last but not least, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs taking on the Kenai River Brown Bears later tonight. 7:30 p.m. Alaska time, the scheduled puck drop out at the Soldotna Regional Sports Complex in Kenai, Alaska. And folks, in case you haven't heard, essentially history was made last night. The Kenai River Brown Bears, who almost never beat the Fairbanks Ice Dogs, did so last night. 5-2 was the final score, and I had to check my eyes for a second when I saw that on NAHL.com. Last year, I think those teams played 16 times. Fairbanks won every single game. It just doesn't happen. I'm going to read word for word verbatim. I'm going to read the recap right now on the NAHL website. The Battle of Alaska kicked off this weekend between Fairbanks and Kenai River, falling in favor of the home team, Brown Bears 5-2. Setting the tone early, Kenai River gained a lead, which they never returned, as they saw scoring from Luke Radatek, Anthony Tvane, Jonathan Martzek, Shane Monahan, and Ethan Stewart. Fairbanks notched 2 goals of their own, credited to Hunter Wendt and Aaron McFeeters. Robbie Gour took the win in net for Kenai River, making 33 saves. Fairbanks' Joshua Sarlo was given the loss in net after 20 saves. So wow, 5 different players for the Brown Bears would score, and they never once trailed in the entire game, so that's some impressive stuff. Not sure whether to credit Kenai River for the win or you discredit Fairbanks, but folks, I'm not sure how long you've been following the NAHL for those of you tuning in, but I'll tell you right now, that is an absolute anomaly. That very rarely happens. Kenai River, the undisputed underdogs in the NAHL. That snapped a 6-game losing skid, by the way. And Fairbanks won the Robertson Cup last year. And they're pretty much the, just about every year of late, they've been heavy favorites to win it all. Just an absolutely dominant franchise over the last several years. Rob Proffitt at the helm of the hockey ops and the business ops does an unbelievable job up there. They were the organization of the year last season. Just absolutely from head to toe, the organization is top class, and the Kenai River Brown Bears, sort of the little team that could. They are the underdogs, growing up in the Fairbanks Ice Dogs' shadow, sort of like the little brothers. And last night, the fact that they beat them, you can't help but cheer for the Kenai River Brown Bears. What an underdog story, and getting that 5-2 win over the mighty Fairbanks Ice Dogs last night. So we're just about ready to go here for period 3, 2-2 the score between the Cats and the Jacks. Again, this will be the last home game until January 7th, in which the Cats will host the Shreveport Mudbugs shortly after New Year's, January 6th rather, Friday the 6th and Saturday the 7th. And I'm going to apologize over a month in advance, folks, because for a lot of you fans tuning in, it might be the last time you can hear this apology. But I will not be able to make it for that series. That first home series the Cats will have back after a very long road stint. I won't be able to make it to the game. I will not be broadcasting. I'm the best man at my buddy's wedding. So I'm going to have to head back to Chicago. I told him I would not miss that for the world, and I think it'd be irresponsible of me to not show up as his best man. So I'm going to have to make that one, and probably just hand the headset over to Chet Yoder, the Shreveport Mudbugs broadcaster. He will be providing the home feed. That's the plan, at least for now, on hockeytv.com. But you don't have to worry about that right now. That game way in the future. More than a month away as a shot from the left point, blocked down and scooped up out of harm's way by Poikala. This third period brought to you by American Classified is now underway at the KYC. We'll see what the Cats can do in their last home game of 2016, their last home period perhaps of 2016. Bendorf swings the puck into the attacking zone. Burnett and Poikala each pursuing Joe Kinsella in behind the Jackalopes net. Kinsella gets it up and out of the left side. Here comes Zach Hines, who's got a goal to his credit tonight, trying to dance his way through. Thudium rips it off the blocker of Jared Dempsey as the puck is played, I believe, with a high stick. No, the referee says otherwise. Thudium losing it to Hanawal, who banks it out near the Wildcats bench. Recovered by Del Ponte. He skates up ice with it. Del Ponte with some smooth skating as he chips it through. One-handed by Kirby, turned it over. Skvortsov centers. What a save by John Flackney on Matt Hanawal. Point-blank shot denied by John Flackney on Hanawal. What a stop. Good fun by Skvortsov. Hanawal just, I don't want to say he panicked, but he really got rid of that thing quickly. I don't think he realized how much time he had. Nobody was near him there. But when you're parked right in front of the net like that, all you're thinking is just getting the puck on net. He did. Kudos to him for that. Flackney with a big pad save. Skvortsov, right circle. Carries it into the left circle as he's pursued by Zach Zek. Skvortsov goes down. Kabinia losing it now to Zach Zek, who starts it up the other way on the counterattack. Chase Thudium into the slot with a shot, missing the top of the crossbar. Just nearly grazed the iron, and now Canal picks it up. Float one ahead, too far for Kabinia. Icing called against Wichita Falls. Canal's had a difficult time tonight with those icings. His pass is just missing the intended targets. He's got the right idea. He's just missing. Leading guys a little bit too much so far, it looks like. Jacks win the offensive zone draw on the left circle. Long shot from Levin. Dempsey never saw it. It just missed, and now it's Ilya Skvortsov popping one up towards Ryan Burnett. Goes down to one knee, gets back onto his skates. Hook swatted away off his stick. Canal pursued by three Jackalopes attackers. Here comes Maya down the left wing, defended by Canal. Maya will carry it wide on him and into the right corner, dropping it on back. A drive from Stewart, blocked. Rosa checks the stick of Zenas instead of getting the puck, and it rolls on net, and Dempsey covers it up. Smart play by Nick Rosa there to check the stick of Trevor Zenas. That's the way Josh Nelson wants guys to defend. He does not want the players defending patches of ice and playing a zone-style defense. He wants man-to-man coverage. He's said it several times. Ice doesn't score goals. Players do. Here comes Seamus Donahue for Kevin Fees, who will take a slap shot after crossing the blue line. Dealt with by Flackney, who sticks it into the corner and out of play. Rosa between Fees and Regula tonight to take the face-off in the left circle in the Jackalope zone. Fees rolls the puck loose. Rosa scoops it up on the far side. Kinsella plays one out. Here comes Zach Hines. Look out. He charges in, then centers for Donaldson. The puck missed his stick. It went off his skate instead. Now Fees has it on his off wing as he's cutting across the Jackalopes blue line. Tries to slide it in front, gets the puck back, then fires it over the crossbar. Boy, Fees can really bring it. He's got a heavy shot. Wood pries the puck loose. Out to center. Orgel chips one off of Seamus' skate into the Jackalope zone. 3.5 have gone by in this third period. We're tied up at 2 goals apiece. A scoreless third period. Wilson slashes Rosa, gets away with it. Orgel in his own zone, hooks one out into the neutral zone. Regula lost it to a back-checking Poindexter. Petowski gives it behind his goal. Wilson. Daniels steals it, far circle. Slides one in front of the net, intercepted by Petrowski. He's able to flip it down the ice. Will this go far enough? I believe it will. Jackalopes guilty of icing. Now we've got a couple of healthy scratches up here. Well, a suspension and a healthy scratch. Blake Ripley, Ricky Carballo helped me out on the broadcast tonight. And tip your hat to them. They're doing a great job helping me run the score clock on Hockey TV. Blake Ripley keeping track of stats. It was Carballo, whose voice you just heard laughing after the Jackalopes had just iced the puck. Ethan Daniels keeping it far half board, swings it behind the net. Tilly setting up shop there. Nice chip there by the Jackalopes. Nick Klishko nearly had a 2-on-1. Good ground covered there by Kareem Del Ponte. And here come the Cats. C.J. Walker in across the blue line. Tilly heads straight to the net. Walker tries to slide it in front for him. Got too much oomph on that pass. And Flackney was able to deal with it. Now here comes Klishko once more down the left wing. Klishko fires from a severe angle. Big chest save made by Dempsey. Then he can't cover up the rebound. It's picked up instead by Tyler Petrowski, who twists and turns with it. Gaining some ground on Kareem Del Ponte. It was made up for very quickly. Del Ponte very strong on his skates. It's typically what we see from these European defensemen. Oh my, what a deflection. That one went into the net, and Dempsey wants this goal waved off. He believes it was kicked in. That puck deflected off of the skate of Noah Poindexter into the net. And Dempsey believes this goal was kicked in. The referee saying it was a deflection. I believe this goal will stand. Oh my goodness, what a fortunate bounce for the Odessa Jackalopes. That puck went off the skate of Poindexter and into the net. The Jacks have taken the lead for the first time in the game. Cats have just iced the puck. The whistle blows, stopping play. So Dom Sipe is encouraging his goaltender now, Jared Dempsey, who's probably a little bit rattled after that goal was just scored on him, in which Noah Poindexter had to deflect off his skate and into the net. I'm not sure I've ever seen a puck go off a skate from that far outside of the goal and still go in. Bendorf was onside, but he lost the puck. Thudium swipes one along. Canal back up for Bendorf, swatted away from Burnett. Thudium, near the Wildcats logo, tripped up. Referee keeps his arm down. Canal has it in his own zone. We'll drop it on back for Alexi. Roman Canal starts streaking down the right side, then throw one just wide of the net. Hausinger chips it up the boards. Thudium finding Zach Zeck in stride. 3 Wildcats are back. Zach Zeck rifles one into the catching mitt of Jared Dempsey, who's able to easily deal with that one. Now Zach Zeck giving Seamus Donahue some pushes and shoves. He kind of speared Dempsey there after that save. That was uncalled for. Six minutes into the third period, 3-2 Jackalopes off of one of the strangest go-ahead goals I've ever seen. Looked like it might have been a kicking motion, though I'm not sure it was. We don't have the luxury of a high-definition replay that they have at the NHL level to review it. Skvortsov carries it in behind the net. Will look and cut into the slot, rifling one just missing the short side post, and now Maya will get it out towards the red line. Donahue chips it back in. Maya. Not as far as Orgel. Skvortsov. Wrist shot, stick save by Flackney. Zenas pushes one up ice. Krumschmid gets it past a pinching Orgel. Seamus is back in defense for him. Hannawall banks it off the near sideboards near the Jackalopes bench. It's in Odessa territory now as Hausinger will try to get it out of there. He does. Odessa is on a delayed offside now, so Donaldson decided not to carry over the blue line wisely. Donahue going behind his own net, chips it along for Orgel. Orgel down the right wing and across the blue line, leaving it off for a right circle shot from Rosa that missed the net. Here's Fees to his backhand. Kevin Fees swiveling in, can't find a way to shoot it. He peels up and shoots, and that one was blocked by Chris Donaldson. Got his stick in the lane. Rosa for Kevin Fees. And over the blue line, protecting the puck, then jabbing it along. It was picked off. Waring with a nice defensive play. Prevent Zach Hines from getting a breakaway there. Hausinger. Thrown out to center. Nice stick by Kareem Del Ponte. A dozen to go in this third period. The Jacks with their first lead of the night. 3-2 your score in favor of Odessa. Del Ponte carries down the left wall and he coughs it up. Tried to dump it, didn't get much on it. Wilson picked it off. Rosa swings it back towards Regula, missing him, so icing is what the Cats are guilty of here. 11:48 to go in period 3. 3-2 Jackalopes. Goals tonight scored by C.J. Walker and Nick Rosa for the Cats. Trevor Zenas, Zach Hines, and Noah Poindexter for the Jackalopes. Long wrist shot from the right point from Wilson, handled by Jared Dempsey. Canal replacing Kareem Del Ponte now on the ice. The Cats win the defensive zone faceoff. Fees chips it up ahead, hoping to get it to Regula a little bit too far. Kinsella throwing it back out to the neutral zone. Thudium trickles one past Dom Sipis. Thudium protecting it, weaving his way to the right corner. Canal defending him. Chase Thudium shovels a backhander over the net and out of play. Thudium with a 17-point season, leading the Jackalopes in scoring this year. Followed closely by Zach Zeck with 14. Connor Wood now with 10 after that assist that he had tonight, which was a beautiful one. Scrappy face-off win by Stephen Tilley. Cats look a little bit flat here in the third period. Like I said earlier, played a lot of hockey in the last few weeks. And this week they played a very taxing game down in suburban Fort Worth against the Lone Star Brahmas, the South Division's finest, on the road, and then had Thanksgiving the day after, presumably ate a lot of food, and then we're right back in this building yesterday night and playing game 2 of that series tonight. So the fatigue factor has surely got to be setting in now as we're in the third period. Tilley from the goal line tries a wraparound, stopped by Flackney. Daniels will roll it up high for Orgel. Orgel turns it towards the net, intercepted easily there, and Levin will just march back down the ice with it and shoot it in. Dempsey covers it up. So somebody's just going to have to bring the guys to life here. If not Coach Nelson, then one of the players. Going to have to drive the net. It's going to have to do something that most of these players really don't want to do. Maybe take a slash, maybe take a couple of cross checks, do something to give the Wildcats a chance at a greasy goal here. Burnett cuts in. His shot was blocked. because right now this Jackalopes team just playing too defensively sound to concede a pretty goal. I don't think we're going to see one of those. I might just eat my words, but as of right now, the Jacks playing a very defensively responsible game. Ryan Burnett's going to negate this icing. Gets it, and then goes crashing into the corner. My goodness, Burnett went down with a full head of steam. He had a lot of speed going into that wall, folks, and hope Burnett is okay. It looked like a bit of an awkward collision. I think he's all right. I think his back took the brunt end of that collision. Fortunately, it was not his neck, and it was not his shoulder, but Brian Deathridge jogging out towards Ryan Burnett, the Wildcats trainer. Brian Deathridge is going to give Burnett some attention here. Rune Kirby went to the Jack sin bin. We'll see if it's 2 or 5 that they give Kirby for that hit. But more importantly, we hope Ryan Burnett's okay. Poikala is standing over Brian Deathridge right now. Poikala and Burnett playing together for the 2nd straight year. Grown pretty close. Another alternate captain, Ryan Orgel. And you love to see this. Ryan Burnett skating under his own power. Back to the Wildcats bench, and he gets a round of applause from the KYC faithful. Strange as it sounds, maybe that's what the Wildcats needed to spark some life onto their bench. Maybe a play to sort of tick them off a little bit, and that should do it. So only 2 minutes given to Rune Kirby, and that might be a little bit controversial. I know some of the fans here certainly wanted a 5. I'm sure that probably warranted a 5. Kirby given the benefit of the doubt. Just 2 minutes against Rune Kirby. Orgel from the left point. Holds it in the zone. Walker, Bendorf, and Rosa out there offensively for the Wildcats on this power play. Orgel and Donahue, the blue liners. Power play 1 for 2 tonight on its 3rd opportunity. Jacks 0 for 3 on their power play. The Cats 1 for 2 on theirs. Rosa for Orgel. Neutral territory, trying to scoot his way over the Jackalopes blue line. Takes a hit, pays the price, but gets it across the line. Bendorf, left point. Slips it down the wall. Rosa is there near half boards. Plays it in behind. Walker trying to center for Bendorf. On the near corner, Rosa goes crashing awkwardly down. Orgel pinches and the puck rolls out. Zach Zeck, defended by Donahue closely, throws it on net. Dempsey just hangs on to it. Plays it safe, takes a defensive zone, face-off. And then Thudium just runs over Seamus Donahue, post whistle. Orgel's not happy one bit. He's giving Zach Zeck a run for his money right now. Probably expected this game to be a little more heated than it has been. I wonder if the guys down there are just too tired. But some of them certainly aren't. One of whom is not Kevin Fees right now barking at Connor Wood. I think he might want to go. Kevin Fees, you love to see that. Look at him standing up for his teammates out there, really getting into Connor Wood's face, or at least trying to, and the linesmen know what Kevin Fees is capable of. He's separating him from Connor Wood, and now Chase Thudium is being escorted into the Jackalopes penalty box. My, oh my. So Chase Thudium given a penalty for that roughing post-whistle nonsense that he and Zach Zeck were doing there after Dempsey held on to it. Dempsey didn't have to hold on to it probably, but Zach Zeck was near him, so he just decided to play it safe, held on to it, and then all sorts of antics unfolded after that. Zach Zeck and Seamus Donahue, Chase Thudium, and Ryan Orgel. Thudium gave one push too many, it looks like, and he's going to have a seat. So the Cats will go to a 5-on-3 power play, and it's not a short one. 1 minute and 7 seconds to go on it, and this power play is absolutely lethal, firing on all cylinders right now. If they don't score on this 5-on-3, it would be a massive letdown and give the Jackalopes all sorts of momentum. 3-2 the score in favor of Odessa with 8:54 to go in period 3. And the Cats with their best offensive opportunity of this game so far. They'll go to a pretty long 5-on-3 power play. 1 minute and 7 seconds long. And who will Coach Nelson grace with the pleasure of tying this game up, or the opportunity to do so at least? Ilya Skvortsov, Ryan Burnett, Nick Rosa, CJ Walker, and Jonathan Waring, who will be running point. Waring, the only defenseman out there on this 5-on-3, but the Jacks win the defensive zone draw and clear it, killing off a very important 20 seconds here. Skvortsov, diagonal pass, just reaching Ryan Burnett. He carries down the right wing and centers off a Jackalope skate. Waring fakes the shot, cuts in, he fires, stopped by John Flackney. Rosa wins the faceoff. Burnett, far point. Waring, near point, top of the left circle now as he cuts in a few steps, then takes a few back. To the goal line, Rosa kicks it to a stick and shoots. Pad save. Puck waffle boarded away, and Hausinger wrapped up Walker. Winning possession. Walker from in behind gives it to Skvortsov. Waring gets it. Puck not quite in his wheelhouse. He couldn't quite fire it. 18 to go on the 5-on-3. Burnett returning it. Waring, slap pass side of the net for Skvortsov, and he fanned on it. Nice little look there from Waring to Skvortsov. Back to Waring. He drives it. Stopped by Flackney. Puck rolls out into the Rosa corner, and it's slammed back down the ice. And that's going to just about do it for the 5-on-3. Jonathan Waring has it in the far corner. Skvortsov will roll it on back to the blue line. Burnett is there. Skvortsov again, sauces one. Burnett returning it. Skvortsov with some room, cuts in and fires. Glove save by Flackney. Seven and a half to go in the third. Still 36 to go on the penalty against Chase Thudium. The Cats still with some power play time to work with here. It will be Poikala, Bendorf, Tilley, Orgel, and Donahue. Poikala winning the faceoff. Orgel, a little bit of time. Seamus, Bendorf, far half boards. Takes a few strides down the wall. Looks for the right play. He's got Orgel back door. Can't find a lane to get it through to him. Bendorf up high, or Donahue rather, into the slot. Poikala finding Orgel left circle. Couldn't get a shot away. Donahue tees it up, blasts it through the screen, missing the net just barely on the right post. Now it's Poikala finding Orgel, who tees it up and blasts it. That one blocked by Wilson, stung him, but he's all right. Poikala left circle, has to spin. He drops it back to the point. Orgel collects it and shoots it through the screen again. Went wide, back door, and they score! Poikala, beautiful pass. Bendorf with another power play goal. Possibly even strength, I'm not sure. The penalty was just coming to an end, but Poikala with a seeing eye pass. And Bendorf was able to slam it into the gaping 4x6. What a pass, what a finish. 3-3 the score. I think we'll call that an even strength goal, but Poikala, boy. Kid's probably got better eyes than a hawk. Puck to flex wide of the net. Hannawall is there behind the Jackalopes goal, able to filter it to Skvortsov. Puck rolls loose. Oh, the goal is just saved there by Jake Levin. Kabinia looked like he had a full empty net to shoot at. Levin just saved a goal. And now here come the Jacks on the counter. Trevor Zenas, beautiful pass, diving poke check made by Seamus. Not sure he touched it or not, but Krumschmidt nearly with a glorious opportunity. Now Skvortsov slides one in front. Hannawall had it knocked away. This game has really opened up here, folks. Hannawall hoping to get a goal in front of his folks who are in from a good 14-hour drive or so from Lombard, Illinois. Skvortsov steals the puck into the slot. Hannawall gets it left circle, returning it through Skvortsov. Puck was too hot to handle. The Cats with all the momentum after that even strength goal that was nearly a power play goal. The man advantage was just coming to an end when Poikula spotted Bendorf backdoor. So to the Bendorf family, hope you guys tuning in out there enjoyed watching Jonathan Bendorf score his 7th goal of the season. And he's been a great counterpart on the power plays as well, folks. Jonathan Bendorf now with 4 power play goals for the Wildcats. That's more than half of his goal totals. Blast from the point, blocked. Fees chips it out. Regula along the left wall. Here comes Nick Rosa. He marches in. He's hooked down to the ice. Nothing will be called. Loose for Fees, and his shot was blocked. Oh my goodness, Kevin Fees was just absolutely robbed by Joe Kinsella. Back-to-back goals saved by Jackalope defenseman. And Kevin Fees inches away from his first goal as a Wildcat, who have just iced the puck. Oh my goodness. Cabinia and Kevin Fees both robbed by Jackalope defensemen saving goals in the last minute or so. Del Ponte goes up the boards for Stephen Tilley. Tilley turning on the Jets. He was, and Daniels was pushed offside there, which is what caused that offside whistle to blow. Dan Grimaudo keeps his whistle on his hand. 4.5 to go in the third. 3-3 the score. Could be very different than 3-3. Tilley was hooked by Connor Wood right off the faceoff. And the fans now booing Connor Wood as we speak. Wood will switch to the left wing. Donaldson telling Wilson to take the draw, the defenseman. And now Wilson getting booted. Hines against Tilley, who wins it. Hope his wrists are okay after he took that whack from Connor Wood before the faceoff. Tilley slips one past Ethan Daniels, then takes a run at Zach Hines in front of his own net, or bench rather. Donaldson can't sneak past Canal. Nice little punch by Canal, and he knocks it up for Daniels, who skyhooks one into the far corner. Kinsella run into by Daniels. Gets it past Walker, not past Sipus, who one-hands it towards Daniels. Donaldson misses the pass. Canal out at center from the red line will blast it back in. Tilley leaving it off. Here's a wraparound try. Step attempt from Walker, stopped by Flackney. Walker now behind the net. He's crunched down to the ice. Bendorf lays the body up on Connor Wood. Picked up and swung back to the blue line. It's picked off. Here comes Donaldson trying to dance through Donahue. Loose puck towards the net. And catching up to Donaldson there was Orgel to negate an opportunity. Chris Donaldson, boy, he was at the Wildcats' first main camp back in Michigan in early June. And for some reason, the Wildcats cut him. The puck went off of Flackney's stick. He wanted icing. None called. Not sure he even knew it went off his stick, but it did. That's why there's no icing here. Poikula had it escape him. Donahue slaps it towards the far corner. Bendorf goes over there. Jacks roll it around the wall just past the blue line. Donahue out at center with it now. Orgel slaps it in. And Flackney wants a whistle. He'll get one. 3:04 to go in the third. The Cats with the momentum. 38 shots in favor of the Cats. 38-30 the shots in favor of the Cats. 3-3 the score here in the final home game of 2016. Oh. Jacks have just iced the puck. They're sorry to the Bendorfs. I could have sworn I gave you guys a shout out. Must have forgotten in between periods. Hey, I planned to do it start of the second, just escaped my mind. So sorry about that. Thanks to the Bendorfs for tuning in as always out from Yardville, New Jersey. Great to meet you guys last week. Hope you enjoyed that goal from Jonathan Bendorf. What a pass by Poikla, but here come the Jacks, thrown in front. Dempsey has it, and Zach Zeck was looming there, and pass wasn't quite in his wheelhouse. Had it been a few inches further in front, I think Zach Zeck would have been able to tuck it in, but Dempsey cut it off regardless, so no further play here. Poikla versus Donaldson, or rather Crumpschmidt. Poikla wins the defensive zone faceoff, gets it from Del Ponte. Poikla is crashed into by Crumpschmidt. Zenas gets it behind the net. Maya now side of the net, twisting and turning with it, reversing one back towards Crumpschmidt. Now it's Zenas. Zenas looking to turn the corner, gaining some ground on Donahue, leaving it for Maya. Maya goes back up high to the point, long wrist shot, missing. Dempsey is down, puck chopped out of there by Jonathan Waring, and the Cats have a 3-on-2. Waring swings one up ice, Jonathan Bendorf has to track it down. The puck escaped his reach, and he will just recover and chip it in. Donaldson, or Hausinger rather. Whoa, and Burnett goes crashing into his own bench. That was boy, if the camera caught that, that's going to be on the blooper reel for sure. Boy, Burnett just went acrobatically tumbling into his own bench there, and just decided to stay there. Hey, it's a line change. I meant to do that. Here comes Thudium, weaving his way into the slot, firing, stopped by Dempsey. Rebound, swatted at, and into the corner. Kabinia trying to push it out. Skvortsov with one hand on his stick, trying to help out Kabinia down there. Puck rolls around the wall. Gramaudo doesn't dare blow the whistle now. He's going to let just about everything go, and he's doing it. Thudium from the corner. Tried to set one up for Zach Zeck. Didn't get all the way through. Dom Sipus takes a hit from Zeck. And a penalty will be called. A hook. And on whom? I'm not sure. I believe it will be Nick Klitschko for Odessa. To the box. So that's not the time you want to take a penalty if you're Nick Klitschko, and Greg Gatto does not agree with that whatsoever. He's really giving Dan Gramaudo a piece of his mind. Gatto clearly not happy. He's a calm guy, Greg Gatto, for the most part, and he is pretty livid there on the Jackalopes bench. Greg Gatto, the kind of guy that you don't see get all that fired up and upset over calls. So I didn't quite see the hook. I don't want to make an assumption here, but I will say that Greg Gatto getting that upset over a call is pretty unusual. Orgo with a good screen shot, but it didn't get through all the traffic. The Jacks clear it back down off the glass into the Wichita Falls zone. Seamus Donahue slides one ahead. C.J. Walker onside. Rosa drives the net. Walker with a shot, blocked. Bendorf, far corner, back up high. It's Orgel. Orgel goes to the goal line. Good pass down into the far corner. Bendorf gets it from Rosa. Walker's in front of the net. Bendorf goes up high. Donahue at the top of the umbrella with a wrist shot tipped by Walker into the glove of Flackney. How did he save that? Boy, Walker's bread and butter is deflecting shots, and he did that right there, and somehow Flackney recalibrated his glove to make the save off the deflection. And I can understand getting a blocker on it, but catching it, that's a whole other story. Big stop by Flackney with half a minute to go in the third period. The Cats with plenty of time on this power play here. Odessa will try to clear, can't do it. Orgel into the high slot. Across to the far half wall, and Zach Zeck steals it from Jonathan Bendorf as he fires one in from long range, short-handed, and Dempsey's just going to hang on to this one. .6 showing on the clock. The remaining time in regulation, unless one of the two teams scores here. Odessa with an offensive zone face-off, but the Cats with the extra man. Wildcats power play 1 for 4 tonight. Scored on its first opportunity, hasn't scored since. Poikla. It's passed too far into Skvortsov's path. Jabbed out of there by Levin. Poikla's offside. and both teams are going to get a point out of this game. Back to OT we go. The Wildcats in overtime this season 5-2, and they've won their last 5 in a row. They have not gone to a shootout yet, so that tells me that the 3-on-3 is doing its job. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, folks. So the Wildcats still with 42 seconds to go on their Starbright Cleaners power play, and it'll be a 4-on-3, which is significantly more dangerous than a 5-on-4. With the extra ice, there's just all kinds of room to run whatever the heck kind of play you want. And Josh Nelson, a brilliant tactician, very wise beyond his years, a brilliant hockey mind. He's drawing up a play right now. And Wildcats players would follow him to the end of the earth. He was in their shoes less than 10 years ago in pretty much the exact same boat. He was playing NAHL hockey with the Fairbanks Ice Dogs, trying to get a Division I scholarship, just like all these young men are doing. They have faith in him. They can relate to him. And they're relaying his message right now onto the ice. Alternate captains Alexei Poikula, Ryan Burnett, and Captain Ryan Burnett and Captain Seamus Donahue, now joined by Ilya Skvortsov for this 4-on-3 power play. The puck drops. Zach wins the first face-off, and just like that, the Jacks are going to kill some time. Get it right down the ice. The Jackalopes, 3 men are in a diamond formation here. Poikula skates in across the blue line. A triangle, I should say, not a diamond. Poikula finding Seamus. He's in, and he sends it to Ryan Burnett at the goal line, who will return it now. Seamus, top of the left circle. Back for Ryan Burnett. Burnett swings it to Skvortsov. Backdoor, and they score! Skvortsov with a beautiful slap pass to Seamus Donahue. Das Medania Odessa. Oh, Captain, my Captain, Seamus Donahue has just broken the hearts of the Odessa Jackalopes. Way to close out 2016 at K. Yeager Coliseum. We'll be right back. So the fans know this will be their last chance to see these young men in action in this building for well over a month. And in knowing that, pretty good crowd here on hand at K. Yeager Coliseum. encourages these boys as they skate off the KYC ice for the last time tonight for some of them. For others, it will not be, depending on who partakes in the open skate and who partakes in our 3 stars of the game selection, brought to you by Kona Ice. Sorry about that. And our PA announcer, Charles Campbell, announcing the goal right now. Again, that was scored by Seamus Donahue, the game-winning goal in overtime. The Wildcats captain ending the game and giving the Jackalopes the overtime defeat here at K. Yeager. Donahue with that goal was his 3rd game-winning goal of the season, which now leads all Wildcats, by the way. So Seamus finding a ways to score clutch goals. He had an overtime game-winning goal in Amarillo back on October 28th. He had this one, and he also had the game-winning goal back in this building. I remember a very sweet highlight reel goal scored by Seamus Donahue, and I believe it was against the Odessa Jackalopes on Saturday, October 1st, in which he weaved his way into the circle and fired one top corner on Johnny Hogue and beat him cleanly to give the Cats a 3-2 lead, which they would hang on to. So 2 overtime winners and a regular game winner for Seamus Donahue. His 3 game-winning goals now lead all Wildcats. And now it's time for our Kona Ice 3-star of the game selection. The number 3 star of tonight's game. How could you not pick him? He had one heck of a game all over the ice, including a huge goal to tie the game. Jonathan Bendorf, number 9, the rookie Wildcat, the RPI commit, with a goal after he was set up perfectly by Alexei Poikala. Backdoor slam dunk for Jonathan Bendorf, who tied the score at 3 and made overtime possible. And for this young man, another player born in the year 1999, a native of Boise, Idaho, C.J. Walker, with a goal here tonight. He got the ball rolling for the Wildcats, also had a pretty good game, as did his line. As usual of late, C.J. Walker is tonight's number 2 star of the game. And our top star of tonight's game, our number 1 star, Seamus Donahue, the Wildcats captain, tosses the towel up to a lucky young fan in Section 2. He is tonight's Kona Ice number 1 star of the game after scoring his 3rd game-winning goal of the season for the Wildcats. It was scored in overtime off that beautiful slap pass dished to him by Ilya Skvortsov. Donahue with the tap-in slid its way past the Odessa goaltender, John Flackney, who had a pretty good night, but just not good enough to keep this relentless Wildcats attack at bay. Again, they find a way to get the job done. The Cats have now won 9 of their last 10. It is safe to say that they are on fire right now, folks. 4-3, the final here at the KYC, and so ends the Wildcats' most memorable year in franchise history. Let's recap the year of 2016, just so that so you fans who are tuning in, who are new fans of the Wildcats this season, have some perspective. But folks, without question, this year has been the Wildcats' best in the history of their franchise. Again, this was our last home game of 2016. In this year, the Wildcats set the all-time league record for consecutive home victories with 20. They clinched their first ever South Division title. They advanced to the division finals, the national semifinals, and to the Robertson Cup finals, all for the first time in franchise history. It's been a year to remember for Wildcats fans, and a year that has seen the team go 33-2 in this building. There's no doubt tonight was bittersweet in several ways. Winning tonight's game, however, surely softened the sting of saying goodbye to this historic year. We're going to recap this game for you one last time, folks, before we let you get on your way and enjoy what's left of your Thanksgiving weekend. Starting from the first period here tonight, we're going to wrap this up as quickly as we possibly can. It was a pretty evenly played first period. Eventually, the Cats found an opening. C.J. Walker cut behind the defense and backhanded one past John Flackney to get the ball rolling for the Cats. Then less than 2 minutes later, it was Trevor Zenas who answered and opened Odessa's scoring to tie the score at 1 goal apiece. Then in the second period, Nick Rosa got his first goal since returning to the Wildcats after the puck deflected off of his hip and into the back of the net. to make it 2-1 Wichita Falls. Zach Hines had a goal of his own off that beautiful three-way passing play by the Odessa Jackalopes on a 3-on-1 rush back the other way, the odd man rush. Zach Hines slammed it home. Connor Woods set him up perfectly, served one up on a silver platter for him, and Zach Hines finished off the alley-oop. Noah Poindexter gave the Jacks their first lead of the night, which some feared would be the undoing of the Cats. They looked exhausted in that third period, and with Noah Poindexter getting a fortunate bounce off of his skate and into the back of the net, Dempsey thought it was kicked in. It was not. It just deflected off of Poindexter's skate from the slot and in past Jared Dempsey to give the Jacks their first lead of the game, which again most feared would be the end of the Wildcats tonight, because they just did not appear to have a whole lot of gas in trying to come back into the game. But their efforts were secured by the vision of Alexei Poikala. We'll call, I don't know what you should call him, but boy, he's got eyes like a hawk. And Poikala was able to spot Jonathan Bendorf wide open, back door, and slid one over to him. Bendorf slammed it home on the one-timer. That was not considered a power play goal. The power play had just come to an end. The long 5-on-3 was over, and then the 5-on-4 was over, and it looked like the Cats would be without another great opportunity for the rest of the game. But Poikala and Bendorf to the rescue, come together to tie it with less than 7 to go in the third period. Overtime was forced. The Cats were on a 4-on-3 power play. Seamus Donahue with the game winner after being given a nice slap pass by Ilya Skvortsov. He is tonight's Kona Ice #1 star of the game, and so ends the Wildcats' home season in the year 2016. Again, in 2016, the Wildcats had 30 wins, 3 defeats, and 2 overtime defeats. Unbelievable season, historic year, I should say. 2016 will be remembered in the hearts of all these Wildcats fans who are now leaving K. Yeager Coliseum for the last time until 2017. Until next time, thanks so much for joining us, folks. Alex Von Coydel with you as always, saying we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. Again, it's 4-3 Wildcats, the game winner going to Seamus Donahue, the Wichita Falls captain. We'll be with you again from Corpus Christi this Thursday, live from the American Bank Center. Puck drop at 7:05 p.m. Central Time. Wildcats Ice Rays. Hope to have you on board for that. Again, the broadcast quality is excellent down in Corpus Christi, so folks, if you want to tune in, absolutely do it, because you'll be able to catch some Wildcats, not in high definition, though it might as well should be just because of the way it looks. They do an excellent job down there. Their camera crew, really looking forward to it. And having that day off in between is certainly something the players can't wait, because that's something that they don't often get on road trips. So again, this Thursday, December 1st, first day of December, we'll be bringing you coverage between Wildcats Ice Rays down in Corpus Christi, and then that Saturday they will close out the series in Corpus before heading home from their third road trip of the season. Shortly after that, and then finishing out the month of December all on the road against the Jacks, the Brahmas, and the Roadrunners on New Year's Day. Till this Thursday night from Corpus Christi, Texas, Alex Von Coydel saying so long, everyone. Thanks for enjoying the broadcast, and we'll talk to you this Thursday night from the American Bank Center. Have a good weekend, folks.